Hey everybody, welcome to Fiber Floozie Crafts. Welcome to the She Shed. I'm really glad you're here. I hope that you will sit down, grab a cup of coffee or a beverage, and kick up your shoes, grab your crochet hook or your knitting needles, and let's just have a good time. I hope that you will stick around, hit that notification bell, subscribe. It's free. Hey everybody, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. This is Fiber Floozie Crafts. My name is Jill. I'm so glad you're here. Serbs is going to get on the bone because he knows Mama's talking. Cerberus is my mascot for the She Shed, if you guys are unaware. You guys are a little bit cockeyed. Let me fix the camera and I'll be right back. Hold on. I think that's a little bit better. I want to show you a few things I've been doing, and then I want to show you something I'm going to work on here pretty soon, and then we're just going to have a chat. So this is going to be a sit and chat. Some of you have been asking for me to do this again, and I really am not up to doing much of anything else today, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit and chat. Okay, I've got my coffee. Let me move some things around. How are you guys doing? What are you drinking? What are you making? I've got my Colorado cup because my thoughts are in Colorado at the moment. My thoughts are always with my daughter and grandbabies in New Orleans, but I also have my daughter and my dad who are both in Colorado, and there's a lot going on with Dad in Colorado, and it's just, you know what, today's the Colorado mug, and today's coffee is Donut Shop and French vanilla creamer. I did get a box of K-Cups from Petra at Petra's Happy Place, and I will be featuring those when I sit down to talk and chat with you guys, but today it's Donut Shop. Okay, so first I'm going to show you, I finished, this is the cape that is for Capes for Kids. It's the Caring Crochet from Annie's. It's the superhero cape. And they send you all of the stuff. I have a good amount of the teal color left. And then I have a little bit of the yellow left and a good bit more of the white left. So I am putting all of these in this bag, and the leftovers from the Caring Crochet Club I am going to put in this bag as I do the projects and I have leftover yarn. If I don't use that yarn in something for myself, it's going to go in a bag. When I get one of these bags full, then it'll be a giveaway. That's the plan. I get to keep the pattern, and I'm going to make some more. Now, y'all don't laugh because I don't do a whole lot of applique work, and that is where you make an emblem of some sort and you attach it onto something. I've not done a whole lot of that, so mine's a little bit crooked and it won't matter, but here it is. Isn't it cute though? Turned out super cute. It took me twice to do this emblem because when I was doing the last round of the yellow, I did not do the peaks correctly. So then when I went to do the white, it was not making sense. And I thought they had written it wrong. No. So I took the yellow, actually took the yellow completely out and started it all over again. And then when I went to do the white, it worked out exactly as it should. I still had to kind of finagle just a little bit. I was off here and there stitch wise for the white to fit in here where it was supposed to fit. So I had to kind of move over this way or move over that way, but it was okay. And in the end, it all turned out just fine. And I'm just slightly off down here. Even though I pinned it, this slick yarn moves around a little bit more than a more, you know, the glossier yarns move around a little more than a non-glossy yarn, if you know what I mean. I did do the enclosure that it has. This is for the neck, and you do a certain amount when you start out, and then you fold this over and you stitch it down, and then you go back and you sew on your Velcro. Well, as you can see, Velcro is such a bad idea with this stuff. Oh, it's such a bad idea. But hey, I'm doing what they said to do. For this one, it's what they gave me, and I wanted to do it per what the kit said. But you know what? If I were doing Velcro again, I would not sew it. Not on a crocheted fabric. I would glue it with hot glue. And then secondly, I'm going to make 2 more of these for my grandsons. They're going to be no Velcro. They're going to get buttons. I understand that it's a safety concern and they have to do what they have to do. So that's just fine. But for me, we're going to do buttons. But I really enjoyed making it, and I think it turned out wonderful. It does have kind of a scallop on the bottom. I love it. I do. Of course, I love this color. Now, if you don't know, I have said this on my live. No, I did it. I think I did it in a video for you guys. And that is that I am going to make 2 more of them, and I showed you the colors that I'm making, so pretty sure I did. Okay, so that's that one. I did finish another soap sack. You know, I made 2 previously. I made 2 with scraps, okay, and these I made by doing them in the round, and that's great. Works out great. Both ways are just fine. And then I crochet a chain and then just run the chain through the top for it to be a cinch. And these are great. I just use scraps of cotton, kitchen cotton for them. So I have 2 ready to go. But then this one I did a little bit different. This one I did flat single crochets. I believe it was 26 stitches to chain, a chain 26, and then single crocheted 20 rows, and then I went along the outside and single crocheted it together, and then went back and made the chain for the cinch. And I like it. It came out a little looser at the one end than the chained end. That's not unusual. And the soap is going to fit in there just fine. I had several of these Dove bars. I didn't want to open that one. I was wanting to put this in here in the box. I hadn't actually tried this before now, so we'll see how it goes here. It's gonna work. That's gonna work. Okay. Close enough, right? Close enough to where I can send it off and it'll be just fine. I had several of these Dove bar soap, and I had bought them back. If you guys remember, I was doing a modified diet where I was taking the guaifenesin morning and evening. This was for my fibromyalgia. And because of that, I had to avoid certain things in my diet that it would block the guaifenesin. It doesn't block the guaifenesin as a decongestant. It blocked the guaifenesin for the benefits to the fibromyalgia. Okay. Guaifenesin is what's in Mucinex, just so you know. So this is the sensitive skin beauty bar. It was one of the ones that I could use that was on the list, because you had to eliminate a whole bunch of stuff in the salicylic acids. You couldn't use anything with salicylic acid. Anyway, I have a bunch of those bars left. I have like 10 more of them. And I'm going to send those. And then I was looking at how much, because I like to send the soap with them. And these are going, if I hadn't told you yet, I'm making things for Warm Up America. And one of the places that's on their list is SAC, S.A.C.K. And that's soaps, I don't know, SACK, whatever that stands for. And they give soap sacks out to different organizations, and I'm making that for them. So anyway, I'm looking for a cheaper place to buy soap so that I can send it with the soap sacks when I get them made. I'm not going to buy more soap until I get the soap sacks made. That way I don't want a whole bunch of it sitting around that we will have to use up when we might want to use something else. But the dollar store, Dollar General in my area, they sell soaps. I forget what brand it is, but they're 2 for $1. So I thought, okay, well, I could do that. I could get 10 of them. If I make 10 soap sacks for $5, I can get 10 soaps. That wouldn't be too bad. I haven't checked Amazon yet. And I want them to be individually wrapped, okay? I don't want to do the soaps like these I had, they were already open. That one, no. Yeah, this one was already open. This is one that I had that was already open, was unused, but was open. And then I had this other one. The allergies, you guys, sorry. And I really like these. I might see how much they are. This is an ivory and it's individually wrapped. And there were like 4 or 5 of them in a box. I may check and see at the dollar store how much those are. So I didn't look over there in that area. So that's the soaps, and this is my little, my bag. This bag goes with me everywhere, and I'm either working on soap sacks or I'm working on washcloths. And this goes with me. I have a needle in here, and I have my hook in here. I use an H hook. And this is my naughty knitting sack. So, and I love this sack. And because it's this canvas, it's great. It goes in my purse. I take it out. I can throw it on the floor in the car and work on stuff. And it's holding up so really, really well. I can put this in a sack with, if I have several projects, into a bigger sack. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that canvas. Okay, future project. I'll show you that and then we'll sit and chat, okay? I do have a timer set. So when my timer goes off, then I'm going to stop and change the battery in this camera because it gets hot after a certain amount of time, and I'm just going to change it out. All right, this is my future project. This is one I'm going to do. The next thing I'm going to put on my hook. And this is the crochet ruffled shawl. It's a Michael's pattern using, I've also been having some arthritis issues. This is using the new Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. So here's what it looks like. And it says you use 3 of the cinnamon swirl cakes, and they're using, in this one the color is beach towel. And I picked up 2 of them. Neither of them were beach towel. Because when I got my blossom cakes and my cinnamon swirl cakes when I went shopping with Cheryl, okay? She must have known I was talking about her because she just messaged me that she got her package. Okay, Cheryl. Be looking for a video on that. Anyway, they didn't have this color, and I didn't want to use all one color to make it. So I bought coordinating colors of the blossom cakes and then cinnamon swirl cakes. So here's the cinnamon swirl cake, and this is the color. I have 2 different colors of each of these. I don't know if I'll make one of each one. There's oh, you know that pattern is on here too. It's on here too. This one is springtime. These have 100% acrylic, 8 ounces, 227 grams, 407 yards, 372 meters for my Canadian friends, and it's a size 4. You use a 5mm. Yeah, and they say to use 3 balls. So mine will probably be a little smaller. And I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to trade off with the blossom cake. And I think those colors are going to go really nicely together. The blossom cake is called Passion Fruit, and it's a roving style, kind of like the chainette, but it's like a tube, and it's got a halo on it, a little bit of a halo on it, just a slight halo. It is 61 cotton and 39 acrylic. Did not realize this was cotton. You know what? It's amazing, but the cotton one is softer than this other one. I've heard a lot of people say that they're not crazy about the cinnamon swirls. They're saying that the cinnamon swirls are not as soft, and they're not. It's not terribly soft, but it's not bad at all. You know, I would agree though, and I think that it feels just slightly softer than Impeccable. just slightly. Where's it made? Made in Turkey, but it's not terribly soft. But yeah, it's slightly softer than Impeccable. And it looks a little bit like the Impeccable. You know how it looks? Yeah, y'all, I don't know how to say this, but it looks kind of choppy. How some of the acrylics look choppy like. Doesn't feel rough. I don't know. Just doesn't feel as soft. The Blossom Cake is 8 ounces. It's the same specs, except the Cinnamon Swirls has 407 yards, and the Blossom Cake has 481 yards, 440 meters. Also 5 millimeter. And they are the same. This is not, I know this is a roving, but it's not a thick thin either. It's very consistent. This is really, these Blossom Cakes are nice. And they should be. Blossom says so. So that's my next on the hook that I'm going to do. I'm going to alternate these two to make this shawl. So there's that. Okay. And then the next Caring Crochet, if you didn't see it, I did an opening for that, and I'm going to be doing this one. This is also going to be going on my hook now that I finished the other, and that's that little lamb. So that's down here on my cart. You know, I didn't used to keep a whole lot of stuff on my cart down here, but I cleaned it out recently so that I can keep things that I'm working on down there. And that's nice. And also, I wanted to show you my lamp. This is a floor lamp that I got from Amazon recently. If you saw, I put up a review of the Ott light. I'm just not a fan of the Ott light at all. I loved it when I first got it, and then it started that whole thing where when I was trying to do whatever, it would, it was just a mess. Well, this is the new one I got. And I shortened the only thing I did to it was shorten the pull on it, because it had a really long one, and every time I did anything, it was that little pole was hitting me in the head. I was like, okay, you've got to go. So I looked at it, and it has one of these little chains, you know, with the little, where you put the little, you know, those little, it's got that little chain, and you can take the little ball and you can insert it in the end of that little deal. I don't know what anything, I don't know, words, y'all. I don't have the words for it. I shortened the chain. Just like you do on your lights, you know, whatever. It moves back and forth. So it can be right over me. It can be over my lap. I can turn it to where it faces back here and it's out of the way. It has a post right here that you can grab, and you can turn this part. You can also turn it with your hands. So you can face your light in or out. So like when I'm sitting here, oh, I gotta change the battery. Be right back. Welcome back. Okay. The light also, here on the side, you can unscrew this and it can go up farther. So it's pretty tall. And then I have it down as far as it will go. Now, I will try to remember to link this lamp for you off of Amazon, and if I don't, and you really want to know, don't forget to ask me in the comments or email me. Anytime I forget to tell you something and you really want to know, email me. I do have the air conditioner on. I hope that doesn't bother y'all. Okay, now we can chat. I have been working really hard here in the she shed. You will have seen the video. I finished the yarn wall. My gosh, I have been wanting to do it this way ever since I put it up. Ever since I started using these, but I was unsure how I was going to manage it. And now it's done, and I'm like just so happy with it. I just love it. And I did a lot of cleaning out, and yesterday I took those 4 bags of yarn to town. Now I'm knitting, and I'm working on this. This is called Entangle. It's a feather and fan. It's going to be a wrap, and it's a feather and fan, and this is really scrunched up. Okay, this, when I block this, that feather and fan will really open up and be so pretty. And I got this off of Expression Fiber Arts. She has a tutorial on how to do it. I did not download the pattern because the tutorial was very easy to follow. You okay, bub? He's listening. He knows I'm not talking directly to him when I do this, but he's listening. Now he's gonna fluber. Joyce, he's flubering. That's where he gets on his back and he does this scooching on the carpet with all 4 legs in the air. Joyce calls that flubering. So I'm just so happy with it, and I have got the floor cleared. Now that I went through I've gone through all the hand-dyed yarns, you guys, so you're going to be seeing those videos coming out too for my cubbies. So that's nice. My hallway is cleared also, so that's nice. And then the next thing to do is to clean out my closet. And I wanted to do that today, but you know what? I'm just tired right now. I'm just tired. There's a lot going on. There's some things that happened with Dad, and that used a lot of my brain capacity to get that worked out. It wasn't anything physical, but there's just like some pre-planning things that we're having to do because my dad is moving here. So that's taking some of my time and some of my brain space, and there's, you know, it's just a lot, you know, family stuff, and there are things that are going on in the background, and I cannot tell you guys about it because it's personal, and I'm not going to tell you some stuff. Just know that it's a little stressful, and I'm working on it. It'll be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Just a lot going on. And you know, when your girls call you and they need to talk to mom, you gotta let them talk to mom. So the other night when I'm telling you all of this because I was supposed to have my live on Tuesday night for a book club. And the reason that didn't happen is because my girls needed me and my dad needed me, and they all needed me on the same night. So there's that. And it's okay. And I'm going to do it. If they need me, I'm going to be there. So anyway, that's that. Now, my closet, it's shoved full. Originally, when I was going to put things in that closet, the idea in there was going to be all of the kits. And as you know, I've changed that now. All the kits are back here behind me on this shelf. I still have kits in there because I haven't cleaned that out yet. I have acquisitions in there that are in their bags, and the bags have been put in there, and I haven't even opened them since I brought them home. Some of it's hand-dyed yarn that will go in my cubby. Some of it probably is going to go up here or get caked and put on the wall. But I need to clean that closet out. And I just don't have the energy for it today. I just don't. The allergies have been bad. It's zapping my energy, these allergies. I'm not sick. I'm not feverish. I don't have sore throat. My ears aren't full. I just have snot. Non-stop drainage and snot in my nose. It's just relentless. Can you tell that it upsets me? I'm over it. It's been going on since last fall. And I was telling Mr. Fiber, matter of fact, oh, I forgot to bring Kleenex over here, you guys. Hold on. Been meaning to put one of these over here. It's these little Kleenex bags. And I need to get some more of these. I've got them everywhere. I like that they have this little easy lift thing on it. My mother, and I'm beginning to understand now. My mother had one of these in every pocket of every shirt and every pair of pants that I brought home from her when I cleaned out her stuff. I'm beginning to understand. I get it. I get it, Mom. I get it. I bitched about it before, but now I get it. You just never know when you're going to need one. Okay. Now, so, what else? So it's going to be a very busy summer for me. And part of that is that I've been working on all of this and cleaning this up. And I cleaned out a tote that I had out in the pantry just outside of the she shed. So that's cleared. Everything is cleared. I got rid of that aught light that was sitting out there. I got rid of the bucket that was, I cleared the tote that was in the front room. I have very little left. I have one tote that has the red, white, and blue squares. And I'm probably going to be able to clear that tote out and put those, I'm going to break them down into smaller bags. You know, those zip bags that Mr. Fiber gets for me, I'm going to break them down into that and then put stuff into one of those like Michael's or Hobby Lobby bags, the big ones, and put them in here in my hallway. I have room there to put that, and that way I can work on it here and there and get started putting that blanket together. And that will get rid of that tote also. And that will only leave me with one tote full of yarn. However, there's a possibility that I have one empty tote now, because one of the totes that I cleaned out, I threw away. It was breaking down. Sometimes you get the plastic totes and they break down and that plastic just doesn't last. It starts crumbling, you know, and it was doing that. So I got rid of that one. But I have one empty one now. And I am going to probably use it temporarily when I'm cleaning out my closet. So I can stack a few things in the tote. And I have a big box in there now in the bottom of that closet, and actually a tote will fit in the bottom of that closet. So I may wind up, when I clean everything out, putting some stuff back in a tote where it will fit down there, but I don't know. I don't know till I clean it out, but that may be what I do, because I want to move those totes out of that front room because I'm fixing to paint it. Oh, I'm sitting on my leg. Gotta move that or I'll get cramps. I was up last night with cramps. I did find the ball band for this blue yarn. Remember I told you guys that this was a colorway that was made by Madeline Tosh before Jimmy Bean's Wool took over for her. She was dyeing yarn because she's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and she has sold her business to Jimmy Bean's Wool. But before that, I bought this at the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival, and this is a colorway that she made for West 7th Wool in Fort Worth, and it's called 7 for West 7th Wool. It's called 7 Seas. So that's, I found the tag for it. It's the Tosh Merino Light, so it's a 90% merino, 8% acrylic, and 2% stellina. And it's a single. So it looks like a roving yarn, but in fingering weight, it's a single, and it's a sparkle. But I couldn't find the tag for it before, and when I was cleaning my wall, I found the tag. Woohoo! Matter of fact, I wound up after I got through, and I think I stuck them in the side somewhere up here on one of these. I got a stack because I'm not sure if some of those that I moved around if they lost their tags when I moved them. So I just had this like stack of tags that I stuck in there. But it was nice, I found that tag. So that's what this color is, right here. It really makes me happy, y'all. You know what makes me happy. That makes me happy. It makes me happy. And you do this pattern, you just keep going, and then you just change colors. And I've got it down now to where I don't really have to think about the pattern that I'm doing. I don't really have to think about it. I can just do it. I'm still working on my Starry Night, and that is the diamond painting that I'm working on. Mr. Fiber was funny because he came in and he looked at it and he goes, "Oh, you're doing a Van Gogh." Yes. He's so funny. He just messaged me and said that he got tamales. Woo! Yum. That'll be good. Yesterday I made Salisbury steak. I had some hamburger patties that were already made, and I cooked those and added the brown gravy to it, and made mashed potatoes, and we had that with some green beans. And so he asked me what I had planned for today, and I said, well, we can split the leftovers and I'll just add something to it. So I guess we're going to have the leftovers and pork tamales. Good job, Mr. Fiber. There's a lot of people around here that make tamales, and they go to the different businesses, and after a while they begin to know the people who work in those businesses, and they know about how many tamales that they will sell and how many to make, so they don't waste anything. I had one lady that was a customer when I had the beauty shop, and she would make tamales and sell them, and that's how she made a living. She was retired. I'm not even sure if she ever worked anywhere here locally. She had raised her kids were out of the house. Her kids had businesses. She would sell her tamales at their businesses. She would sell to people that she knew, and I'm telling you, she made the best tamales I've ever eaten. So good. Sometimes they have at the Allsups here, and I don't know if they had a deal with somebody locally that made the tamales, but they had sitting on their counter, they had a warmer. So the tamales would be wrapped in the waxed paper and stacked into that warmer, and when you went to fill up or whatever, you could buy tamales there. It's a Texas thing, y'all. It really is. It's great. And I like them spicy. Not everybody does, but I like them with a little spice. If they don't have spice, which Mr. Fiber likes them, he doesn't mind spicy things. He likes hot sauce, but he likes the flavor of hot sauce, not the heat. So he likes the green sauce that has, it's kind of like a verde, that has the jalapeno flavor, but it's not hot. So if he gets them where they're not spicy, then I use Cholula. That's another Texas thing. I don't like the wing sauce, red sauce. I don't like that. I like Cholula. That's my favorite. So I'm going to paint the front room. I've ordered a new bed for the boys and for visitors. So like when my daughter Carrie comes, she can sleep on it. If Chelsea and the boys come, we'll have beds for them. If my dad spends the night, got a bed for him. Just, you know, whatever. And I've been wanting to do that anyway because that front room, see, we used to smoke, and that front room is about as yellow as it can get. And my closet still smells a little bit like smoke, and my clothes still have a little bit of smoke smell to them. So much so that I threw out a suitcase because I thought that the suitcase was what was smelling. I used to keep it in that closet. And while the suitcase probably did smell, it was actually the clothes in the suitcase. So now I've gotten rid of a lot of the clothes that had been in there for a long time. And most of my clothes don't have the smoke. Every now and then I will take something out that's been sitting in there for a little while, and it will have like a slight smoke smell. We quit smoking probably, I know it's been at least 5 years that we quit smoking. And I'm going to have to paint the inside of that closet to get rid of that smell. Which means I'll have to take all my clothes out. And I'm kind of thinking that I might do that first. Take it all out and wash it. And paint the inside of the closet and then put everything back. Kind of what I'm thinking. And then paint the rest of the room. I hate painting in closets. It's just not fun. I'm not a huge fan of painting. I painted the she shed though, all by myself. Mr. Fiber did not help me at all. I did the entire thing myself. And it took 2 coats. I painted the she shed, I painted all the trim, and I painted 1, 2, 3. I painted 3 of the shelves in here also. Yeah. And they took 2 coats each also. Cerberus is going to snore. He may talk. Chicken. I don't know what we're chasing, but it's good. It's really good. Oh, he gets funny. You know we're in deep. Usually when I do this, when I sit and I chat with you guys, or I sit and I chat on my videos over there when we're doing the lives and stuff, that's when he really goes deep. That's when he really, it's my sound of my voice constantly going, and he's out. If he's not on the bone, he's out. So yeah, I ordered a day bed with a trundle, and that's supposed to be here today. And then I ordered mattresses Now you guys, I'm going to tell you something. With our tax money, we ordered a new mattress for ourselves. It's a king size bed that we sleep on, and our mattress has been needing to be changed for a long time, and we finally changed it out. And the one we bought is a memory foam. I will never go back to another mattress. Ever. Memory foam, y'all. Now, it was very interesting. It had a little bit of a chemical type smell to it. Nothing too overpowering. It wasn't like, whew, I can't take it. You know, nothing like that. It was just a little bit. And you had to lay it out on the bed and let it plump up. Well, okay, camera got hot again. Gets hot more often than I do. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, what was I talking about? Okay, time for the pattern. So in this you do, when you change the colors, you change and you do one strand, one row, garter row, basically, of your color, and then you do a little bit more of it up here. Then you go back to, go back to your first color again, and you do a little less of your first color, and then the next time you do a little bit more of your other color, and less of your first color, and more of your other color, till eventually you're doing just this color. And then you won't use your first color again till the other end of the wrap. Fun, 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 fun. Now the pattern tells you how many rows of each to do. So I'm probably not doing it exactly. I just looked at the pictures. That she posted on Instagram. And of course everything looks phenomenal on Shandy of Expression Fiber Arts, because she's just such a pretty gal. Inside and out. Just so pretty and so warm and inviting and happy, and yeah, pleasant. Very pleasant person. Oh goodness, I have no idea what I was talking about. I hear noises because the back part of our house, there are parts of the old wall that was part of the garage from before is still there. It's a concrete wall. The other part of the garage fell in years ago. So here's a story for you. I've told this story on my channel before, but I don't know how many of you remember it. This house was built by Mr. Fiber's great-grandfather, and he built it using he had a form, and he used that form to create his own concrete blocks. And he basically built it block by block. And he put rebar in some of it, and some of it he did not. Maybe he just didn't have the money for the rebar. We don't really know, because when it all started to crumble, he'd already passed away. But parts of what he built has crumbled, and it's all the back part, the added part of the house. This front part of the house was built first, and then they added on in the 50s. They added on to it, and that part is the part he didn't put as much rebar in, and it crumbled. It didn't hold up. So there is part of that wall from the garage that was there, and the cats get up on that wall, and they walk along the wall, and that wall comes up to the back of the she shed, and they walk along that wall, and then they jump on the top of the she shed. Well, it's a metal building, so it's like thud. And I hear that noise sometimes, and I hear them. Sometimes the new kittens will get up there, and they'll run along the top of the building, and I get lots of different noises out here. Sometimes I hear a bird. I hear like a tink, where a bird will get on there. Oh yeah, metal buildings, you hear a lot. Of course, I've already told you, you hear, the weather. So Mr. Fiber and I are only the third couple to live in this house, and this house it's getting close to 100 years old, and his great-grandfather built it, and they lived in it for a little while, but then his wife got to where she did not want to live out here anymore, and so they moved to town. And then Mr. Fiber's grandfather and his wife lived out here, so they were the second couple to live out here. I'm counting. And we're the third. And it sat for a long time. In between his grandfather and us, it sat for a long time. Mr. Fiber lived here, I believe, for almost 15 years before we met. Yeah, he was single for like 15 years, and he says, I ruined all that. Ruined the whole single life. Well, sorry about ya. Life has a way of moving on. Look at all the joy I've brought. Anyway, when my daughter Carrie lived here with us, she was the first school-aged child to live here. None of the children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren, none of them lived in this house and went to school while living here. So she's the only school-age child to have lived here and gone to school while living in this house. And this house has seen so many different changes and so many different configurations. And that room that I'm going to repaint, that's where Carrie lived when she was here, and she totally repainted that room. And then after she moved out, Mr. Fiber went in and he totally repainted that room. And now I'm going to paint it again. I don't know how many coats of paint that room has, but it's all paneling, and so And a lot of this house is paneling. A lot of it still needs to, I would really like to paint to liven it up a little bit. But we'll see how the front room goes first. Okay, you guys. Not very far. Knitting takes a lot longer than crochet. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get this loaded up for you and get it out hopefully today. If not, I'll see you when I see you. I love y'all. I hope you have a fantastic day and have fun today. See you later.